when you're in that position of being tired, that is, you clap your hands, be grateful, because that is the genesis of the change that is going to happen in your life.
If you are serious about the dream, you become obsessed with your own development, and your willingness to invest in your own development in the present is an indication of what you believe is going to happen in the future. Personal development is an act of faith. You're saying, God, I believe you're getting ready to do something so crazy in my life. I've got to build the kind of character and the kind of spiritual stamina that can handle it before you send it in my direction.
Let's talk, because if you're anything like me in this season, I'm truly just tired of being tired of being the same, and am really truly ready and willing to do the hard work that it takes to get from where I am right now and who God created me to be. And if that's you, then this is the video for you, so stay tuned. In this video, I really just want to talk about the reality of the transition and realizing that transitioning and understanding and knowing the feeling of, okay, it's time for me to get up, it's time for me to move, it's time for me to actually go after the things that I know that God has placed me on, placed in my heart. When you're at that position, sometimes that can feel like frustration. And for me, for the last month or so, I will say I've been in a state of frustration. And it's crazy because my pastor talked about how God will frustrate where you're at to move you to where you're going. And so in some instances, God may be telling you it's time to move physically. And in some instances, God may be telling you that it's time to move spiritually. And for me, I've definitely been feeling that. I've made the physical move, and now I've been feeling that it's time for me to make that spiritual move. And to be completely honest, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. It's not the most comfortable thing understanding that, okay, like, it's time that God is calling you to hire. Because when God is calling you to hire, that is going to force you to have to look at yourself. It's going to force you to assess yourself and be honest with yourself, so that you know where you're at, so that you can know where you're going. It is going to require you to be a lot more prayerful and connected to God. So that means that certain things that you were doing before, you're not going to be able to do now. And so this video is really just talking about the reality of that. So I just have a few points that I just wanted to talk to y'all about. And you can think of this as like our talk, and we're sitting here together, we're on FaceTime, and we're talking things out together. And I want people to take something from this. If it's just you assessing your season, figuring out what season you're in. Maybe God has called you higher, and you know that he's called you higher, and now it's time for you to show that in your actions. But the reality of the situation is, if there is a gap between who you are currently and who God created you to be, the thing that is going to help you close that gap is the decisions that you've made. So I've been having to make decisions regarding finances, regarding health wise, just regarding the things that I put on my vision board. A vision board is cute, it is good for you to write the vision and make it plain, but if you are not actually putting in the work and taking those steps towards what you put in your vision, what you put on the vision board, then the vision board at that point is just decoration. Which brings me to my next point of understanding that in the transition or period, you just have to position yourself to be able to be blessed. Yes, we can sit and I can pray and ask God, can you bless me with money? Can you bless me with this? Can you bless me with that? But if I'm not I'm asking God for more money, if I'm not stewarding my money correctly, or if I'm not trying to learn more about money or making decisions to make better financial decisions, then that's not showing God that I'm ready for more. That's not showing God that, God, I'm ready for more. You have to position yourself. If you want to be an influencer and you're somebody that wants brand deals, start emailing brands. Like, take that action, because we all know that faith without works is dead. And so Saying the position of being in that transition can cause frustration, and it can cause you feeling tired of where you're at. But I want to encourage somebody is that when you're in that position of being tired, that is, you clap your hands, be grateful, because that is the genesis of the change that is going to happen in your life. When you feel that frustration, know that change is coming, and pay attention to what God is telling you, because that's something else that God has been teaching me about, is that I'm talking to you, but are you paying attention? I'm speaking to you, but are you paying attention? And so just being in that space where you know God is asking you to dive deeper into the relationship, dive deeper into getting to know him, because it's us getting to know God that we get to know ourselves more. And so that's what this video was all about. I know it was a brief video, but I just wanted to come on here and encourage somebody to understand that you will make it through the transition, just like them Israelites eventually did make it to the promised land. But it's very important that we don't elongate or delay the time that we're in the in-between because of the decisions that we don't want to make, or the obedience that we don't want to have. It's important that you remain obedient, that you keep your ear close to God, and you remain focused, because in this transition, that is also where the enemy wants to confuse you. He wants to distract you. He wants to delay what God has for you. And the biggest way for him to delay it is for either him to confuse you or to distract you. And so I just want to make it clear to people that it's time to assess where you are. It's a time to assess your distractions, and it's time to make those decisions. And you can do it. Is it going to be hard? Yes. But what is on the other side is that promised land. It's you literally going from Egypt to your promised land, to the land filled with milk and honey. But it is so important that you do not get caught up in the transition because it is uncomfortable, because you feel frustrated, because the things that you're going to have to do are hard. You have to be willing to make those hard decisions. And once you are willing to make those hard decisions, it will make a lifetime of difference. You will literally make it to where God has promised you. You will be somebody that you have never dreamt of being, but you have to be willing to make those hard decisions and do the hard work. And that's all I wanted to say. My camera is literally about to die. I love y'all. I will see y'all in the next video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.